Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. I have Josh Land back to go over another program that his bank has going right now. We talked earlier about the Thrive program where they have that $2,000 grant towards buyers' closing costs, but now they have a new program that buyers can use to make their offer very competitive in today's market. I'll let Josh take away with kind of what the program's about and how you can get qualified for it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me back. I appreciate it. I think it's been, to say the least, it's a unique opportunity, or it's a unique time to be buying a house. There's a lot of factors, and especially when you're talking about, anything under that 350,000 range, it's very, very competitive. And so management with my group, I applaud them for coming up with something that can, be a true differentiator for folks that are having to compete in multiple offer scenarios. We've got a program now called Purchase First, which, what's nice about it. So as a pre-qualification, we've talked in previous videos about what it takes to get pre-qualified, to get that pre-qualification letter. And typically then you are waiting until you have that purchase contract to send everything through underwriting to get you the actual underwriting approval. Well, now we're taking that a step further for folks that want to do it. We're sending that pre-qualification through underwriting. So basically the number that you're getting pre-qualified for, 250,000, 300,000, whatever it is, we are sending everything that we need through underwriting so that instead of sending a pre-qualification letter to a listing agent, we're sending a loan commitment letter. What that means then is all that we need to fulfill the loan is the house to appraise and title work to be done. Gives us the opportunity to close much faster if, you and the listing, agent and the seller want to do that. But more importantly, I think it makes your offer a little bit more attractive for somebody that's, offering the same amount as you, but now you've got an actual loan commitment letter. When I call that listing agent and say, hey, listen, these guys have already been through underwriting. Everything's good to go. We just need to get this thing appraised. It just gives another layer of credibility to the offer you're putting out there. And I think that can be important right now in a very competitive market.
Bouncing off that, just like Josh said, you're seeing a lot of contracts falling through in those final days, which can really where you using this program is going to make you look a lot better. Like say someone beat you out on the original contract. I had this not too long ago and Josh was able to help me where they were under contract for 3 weeks. We loved the house. We lost it the first time. The agent reached out and said, are we still interested in the house? And we were able to put together the funds and get an appraiser and everything done and get my client into the house in a very quick 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks. Barely enough time to get it all done. But that's going to be the situations where if you're using this program, you can come in to those and talk to those agents and possibly houses that you missed out on and come back and say, you know what, if something happens to this contract 2 weeks into this, 3 weeks into this, I can step in and your client, your seller will only have to push it back maybe a week.
Yeah.
And that's really going to make it great for the seller and your contract simply because that's a lot less risk for them because it's a lot of times sellers are creating a train when they're purchasing their next house and they're trying to sell this house. So if something happens along the rail and they get separated, now this house gets pushed back on the date, this house gets pushed back on the date, and possibly another house and possibly another house. You never know the situation, and this could be the perfect option for you. And then on the other part where you're looking at the market right now, another huge factor that you can play into this is that there's a lot of vacant properties that sellers have already moved out on. So they're paying 2 mortgages right now. They didn't want to play the game of trying to find a house or trying to sell their house in that quick turnaround, so they just decided to pay 2 mortgages. Well, now you can come in and say that you can close in 14 days, save them hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on their mortgage, and that's going to really make it an enticing offer for them. Even if you're not the highest price, you're going to be able to say, you know what, how much is it going to cost you to keep this house in your name for another month and a half, where in 2 weeks I can have it in my name and you can have cash in your hand. With this deal, there's also less restrictions than the Thrive program came with. It's very similar to a conventional pre-approval letter, where it's going to last roughly 90 days.
Yeah, I mean, basically, there's not really a program or a qualified buyer that doesn't fit this. Really, this program, we're calling it a program because it's a unique way to kind of approach the market, but it's as simple as sending the pre-qualification through an underwriting. So there's not a box you need to fit into to qualify for this. The caveat is you do need time for underwriting to be able to look at everything before we can actually, meet that 14-day deadline that we're talking about. So once we have underwriting approval, that's when we've got the 14-day guarantee, pending an appraisal. We are still running into situations right now where, appraisals may take 3 weeks in this market. It's just nature of the beast right now. But, we'll have everything that we need done from an underwriting standpoint to where we'll be able to move quickly. And I think, the other piece that I think this program is really good for is, maybe you've talked to multiple lenders and they've told you, we think we can get you approved. You've got a unique situation, whatever that situation may be. You're self-employed and you're not exactly sure how your income's going to count, or you've only been on the job for 6 months, and there's some concern about whether or not your income's going to count, whatever the case may be. In a situation where, it's a unique approval, that's another reason why I really like this program, because we're going to take the guessing game out of it. We are going to tell you what underwriting says you're qualified for. And then you don't have any of that uncertainty, there's certain buyers. If you're a standard W-2, earner, you don't have some of the concerns that, another buyer may have, where, I think that I'm pre-approved. Everybody's telling me it looks good, but you've got a little bit of that uncertainty in the back of your mind of how's my income going to count, that kind of thing. That's eliminated with a program like this, where we've already got a loan commitment letter that we're willing to put on the line for you. So just that's another thing that I think is important to think about, where we get somebody that is a unique approval. Let's get them up there and make sure underwriting's taking a look at everything for you as well.
And that's a lot of great information. There's always something else that we can't always add to these videos. So it's important, as you're thinking of purchasing a house, or you're currently already have a pre-approval letter through a different bank, or having trouble getting that offer accepted on a house in today's market, make sure you reach out to Josh or myself, and I'll get you in contact with him, so that you can really go into those fine details and see if this program is going to be the best for you. Because ultimately, every agent and every loan officer is going to be wanting to put your best interest forward. It's just limitations on what different programs they have available for you. So I think, if anything, it's important for you to reach out and get some of those fine details if this is interesting to you.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I was gonna say, if you're stuck in a situation right now where you've put 5, 6 offers down and aren't getting any offers accepted, there's probably a couple different reasons why that's happening. Maybe, maybe one, it's a competitive market. Not that anybody's going to have all of the answers, right? But at that point, maybe it's time to start considering, you know, is your realtor putting your best foot forward in these offers, and selling you as the buyer of this property the way that they should? Or could a program like Purchase First, with the ability to close faster and offer a more rock solid qualification, is that something that can get you over the hump and into that house that you've been looking for? So if you're struggling, if you've been stuck in kind of that cycle of having multiple offers turned down, maybe it's time to at least have a conversation and see if there's anything that either one of us could do to help you out.
And kind of the last thing we're going to leave with you guys here is that not only did they put this program together, but they are putting their money where their mouth is a little bit, with different little promos to entice you a little bit to give it a try.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you want to try this, I mean, Purchase First program, basically, we give you a $250 credit prior to your first payment once we've got you all set and into your house. And then if for whatever reason, if there was something that prevented us from delivering on that 14 day deadline that was on our end, not related to appraisal or otherwise, then we'll give you an additional $250 in credit towards your closing costs. So, we want to help you guys get into these houses. We want to help you be as competitive as you can in this marketplace. So, give us a call. Look forward to speaking with you.
Thanks, guys. Hope you were able to learn a few things, and hope we're able to help you get into your next house. And have a great day.